Welcome back to the show. This is your host, David Yanis, and we, again, have another great guest for you, Yochanan Marcellino, right?
Yochanan.
It's a tough one, Yochanan Marcellino. Mm-hmm. How are you, my brother?
Doing well.
This is not the first time we had you.
No, we've talked before, you know.
Yeah, we're trying to, earlier we're just trying to, we know each other, and I remember I'd seen the ponytail go by. I go, I know this guy. I seen it go by. I go, I remember him. We did some other things. You're into movies this year.
Yes, sir. We're launching our first film, The Identical, on City of Peace Films. It's our first effort as a company. We've done primarily music at City of Peace Media, and it films a lot of music videos. But this is the first major motion picture, and we're excited about it.
Did those music videos help you out a little and to understand how to make a film?
Absolutely. We were nominated twice for GMA Awards with John Waller's video, As For Me and My House, and Sean Spicer's video, 1,000 Generations. And what was powerful about that is the director of those two videos was my son, Dustin Marcellino.
Yeah, that's right.
And Dustin is the director here on The Identical as well.
Oh, so, wow. And that's amazing. And you got another family interest in here, your father, right?
That's right.
Tell us about that.
Wrote and produced the music to The Identical, which is, we did like 30 songs from the 50s, 60s, and 70s. And Jerry and I produced it and wrote most of it.
Wow.
And then I've got another son, Jordan, who's helping in the co-producing capacity on the film as well. So we got 3 generations operating at the same time in this film.
Wow, you're making your own dynasty there.
Oh, well, yeah.
That's amazing. Now, did you have a music background?
I've been in the industry, the music industry, for 38 years.
Wow.
I started in the secular record industry, came to faith, and at 24, and after that began to also embrace a lot of the gospel music industry stuff. Yeah.
Wow. So what had you make the transition to making movies now?
Well, really, I've always been intrigued by film, especially film that would have music involved with it at a more than just a theme song, you know.
Yeah.
And the fact that my son was being highly decorated as a music video director here in both the mainstream and in the gospel marketplace. Obviously you want to encourage your son in his gift, right? And he was ready to do a major motion picture, and so really that fact that he was ready was encouragement enough for me to come alongside him and say, let's find the right screenplay, the right property to get involved with, to develop, and let's go for it.
Wow.
You know, and obviously it was bathed in a lot of prayer.
Yeah.
The timing had to be right in what we did, but hey man, where God's vision is, His provision is, right?
Yeah, that's absolutely true.
All right.
Now, how did you get the screenplay? Did you write it or did you buy it?
The original, it was inspired by an original idea by a wonderful guy named Wade Cummins. And there were bits and pieces that really were unbelievably outstanding for us. We felt like the screenplay could be developed. So we bought that property and brought along Howard Klausner, who was the writer for Space Cowboys, the big Clint Eastwood movie. Remember that one?
Yeah.
Howard wrote that, and we call him Howie. And he also wrote the screenplay, The Grace Card, which came out about a year or so ago. In a wide release through Provident Films. Yeah, so we developed it with him and got to where we are today.
Now tell me, when you're in the studio and you cast Blake, how did that happen? Because he said that they're just doing a recording. So what made you think, this is our guy, this is our dual brother here? I want to know what that happened.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you, we had 2 choices. Having a musical film, you're either going to find a great actor that you're going to have to work with, and try to help him, coach him as a singer, or a dancer or whatever, or you find a guy that sings and dances and does that, and hopefully he's got a desire to act. And that was the case with Blake. We went down, because I'm a music guy, I wanted a guy that could really nail it, nail the music. Yeah. And he was able to do that in all-star fashion.
Wow, very quality singer then.
Very quality, independent artist, but just a tremendous.
You seen him rehearsing and
stuff?
stuff?
Oh yeah. I'd seen him, I'd heard him, loved him, and he had a burning desire to act.
Oh wow, that's a good.
And so it was a combination, and we took about a year of time to really develop him. Acting coaches, the whole thing, and like no coach can do. Eventually, you got to go play the game. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And this guy came out there and he hit one out of the ballpark right out of the box.
Wow, that's awesome. Now you surrounded him with a great cast, amazing cast. You got Ray Liotta, Ashley Judd, Seth Green, Aaron Cantrell. I mean, this is you gave him some. You put him out there with a good surrounding that was going to help elevate him to where he needed to be.
Yeah. Like any great athlete, the day comes when they got to rise up with those that are their peers. That are equal or stronger than they are, and you're going to have to beat that pitcher or beat that guy on with a pass route. Bottom line is the screenplay stood on its own 2 feet.
Okay.
And because of the magnitude of the story, the identical, we were able to draw Ray Liotta, Ashley Judd, Seth Green, Joe Pantoliano.
Okay.
Joey Pants was in The Matrix.
Okay. All right. I didn't know he was
La
on
Bamba.
there. Okay.
I mean, the guy is an icon out there. Brian Garrity, who was the co-pilot in the recently released film with Denzel Washington called Flight.
Yeah.
Also, he's been in The Hurt Locker and a number of others.
So you got a pretty strong cast.
Yeah, and Amanda Crew. She is starring in the new Steve Jobs movie called Jobs, about his life.
Okay.
And just an all-star cast of people. Erin Cottrell, who's the leading lady. She did 5 of the Love Comes Softly series leads with directed and produced by Michael Landon Jr.
Wow.
And so surrounded him and he rose to the occasion.
That's amazing. A lot of people don't realize that you can write a script and you can hire actors, but there's a mix. There has to be a perfect storm to make that movie great.
I'll tell you,
Sounds like you had it.
I'll tell you, brother. This guy Blake Rain is going to be incredible. People are going to see him and just be blown away. He shot. We did this whole thing in 36 days, right here in Nashville and surrounding areas.
Yeah.
And I might add that there was no rainouts in 36 days.
That is amazing.
It's
in
a
itself.
Miracle.
Yeah.
It's a miracle.
I don't know if that can happen in Houston, where I'm from, but
never. And the amazing thing about that was. He was a workhorse. He was like a guy, that's carrying, 100 times a game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's a guy that he just day in and day out, he acted and was ready day in and day out like I've never seen. And then on top of that, playing both twins of the twin brothers.
Yeah,
and on top of that, singing all of the music of the movie.
He said he was on location the whole time.
He lived there, man.
Yeah, his scenes were every day.
He lived there.
So that's amazing in itself.
Blake Rain.
So tell us about the release. When is it going to happen?
We're looking at the mid-October time frame.
Mid-October.
In the fall. That'll be tightened up as soon as we finalize with a distribution partner.
Okay.
But we're looking at the fall here to get it done.
Sounds like an amazing film, and I can't wait to see it. It's gonna be awesome. Appreciate you being on the air with us.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it, brother.
Anytime you promote anything you have, we're here. We love you, man. I can't forget the ponytail. So don't chop it off, because that's how I identify you walking by.
I'm happy to still be able to grow it, brother.
Hey, brother, that's awesome.
You know?
That's awesome. We'll be back with another great guest in just a minute. God bless you.